Hey guys, we got a puzzle here. This is a lock sent to me by MantukaSNK. It's Mantus. He's from Poland, and he saw me open that circular lock where I showed you how to position your tension tool. And they have circular locks in Poland as well. And this is called a Gerda Titan. And it is I'm at my wit's end on how to open this thing. Let me just briefly show you about the lock. As you see, it's a circular keyway, and there's a notch at the very bottom, and we'll talk about how I figure out what I think is the way to tension this thing using the notch. Inside of there are 4 banks of 4 pins for a total of 16 pins. Now you'll notice, if you look very closely, there is a rod in the very center, and that has a ball bearing mounted in it. And of course that's probably so you can't drill it out. That would be my guess. It also centers the key. And there's some other things about this lock. It has an alarm built into it, but I've deactivated the alarm. I just got tired of listening to it. The key itself. This is the key. And you can see it's a round key and very heavy steel, and the notches are ground into it with pretty high degree of precision. They are all lined up with each other. They're not offset, and that's to our advantage, and I'll show you why in a moment. And at the very bottom of it there's a punch where they machine punched it to have this little nib stick out, and that's because that little nib will fit into the notch on the lock, and that's what gives the lock its tension. It's also drilled to accommodate that rod with the ball bearing. It fits over that, so that means you can't grind too deep, otherwise it'll weaken the structure of the key and it will break. It does work very smoothly. If I can get it all the way in. There we go. There we go. Now, when these are locked, I would imagine it takes a total of 3 rotations to lock it. Now, if it's locked, that means in order to unlock it, we actually have to pick it 3 times. Each time it goes around, we have to pick it. So that could be a big disadvantage. So kind of looking for fast ways, non-destructive ways to get into this lock. So when exploring that, the first thing I did is I tried single pin picking it. So in order to SPP it, you're going to need some kind of tension wrench. Well, my first mistake looked something like this. In fact, this is it. And it actually slides in there very nicely. It's very tight, seems to give good tension, but it extended too far, if I can get it out now, down into the bottom, and without my knowledge, I spent a couple hours trying to pick with nothing. The tip of the tension wrench was stuck into the housing and it wasn't allowing the tension. So then I cut this on the other end, and this seems to work pretty good. Again, it fits into the notch, pretty good fit, and it allows me to get some pretty good tension, but I'm still unable to SPP it. I can tell that it has tension on the core. I can see the core turning just a little bit. But in spite of probably 3 or 4 hours of picking on it, not a lot of joy in picking this thing. I mean, I know there's a lot of pins in there, but I don't think I've even come close. No false sets, nothing like that. Nothing to indicate that I'm even getting close to picking it. So I decided to shortcut things. Now, I'm going to show you, I've tried SPPing, I tried raking it. I have a little rake here somewhere that, here we go. Rig that up and rake it, and when I release tension, I hear a couple clicks as the pins go back, but again, no indication that I'm coming anywhere close. Because of the radical bitting, I think I need a pretty radical, almost like a Bogota rake, but there's no way to get a Bogota, something with that degree of depth inside of the keyway around that center post, so that's defeating us. Next thing I came up with was a bump key. So I measured the distance between each of these ground places. I machined a brass rod using the maximum depth setting that I could find on this key. Of course, I had to drill that to accommodate it. Fits perfectly. I tensioned it. I beat the devil out of this thing. I, again, couldn't get it to bump. So I'm at wit's end now. Anybody have any ideas about how to pick this thing? Mantus is driving me crazy. He wants to see this thing opened, and so do I. So if anybody has any advice or ideas, shoot them my way. I'd be happy to hear them and try them out. Anyway, everybody, thanks for your time. Stay safe and stay legal.